kids. You better hurry. The adventure's about to start. Let's go.
Cece, it's story time. Cece, it's story time. Cece always telling the stories, pink hair and socks, and she's never boring. Whiteboard with the orange tie. You need a recap. Derek is your guy. Oh, with a flow so cold. Everybody get ready for adventure mode. Heather with the crew that's so disruptive. Hey, what's that? Friendly interruption. Kingdom Kids, yeah, Kingdom Kids. Kingdom Kids, yeah, Kingdom Kids.
Hey, Kingdom Kids. In today's lesson, we get to answer a question that's super important. And it's, if I'm a kid, can God still speak to me? I used to ask this question a lot and was kind of confused about it, actually. But hopefully after today's lesson, we can clear some things up. But before we do that, we need a recap. Take it away, Derek.
A woman named Naomi lived with her family, but their land did not have enough food, and Naomi's husband died. Her sons married women named Ruth and Orpah. However, Naomi's sons died as well. Naomi decided to go to Judah, where there was food. She told her daughter-in-laws, Ruth and Orpah, to go home. Orpah left, but Ruth stayed with Naomi, and they went to Judah. It was harvesting season, and some of the farmers would leave some of the grain on the ground for the poor and needy. So Ruth said to Naomi, "Let me go to the fields and pick up the leftover grain." Ruth went to the field owned by a man named Boaz. Boaz told her to stay in the field, and she would always have enough food. Naomi knew that Boaz was one of her relatives and saw how nice he was to Ruth. So Naomi told Ruth that Boaz would be a great husband to her. Ruth told Boaz that she would like to be his wife, and she married him. Wow, what a touching story. Anyways, back to you, Cece.
Wow. You know, that story almost reminds me of this one time when I was going to...
We interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you this friendly interruption. Hopefully your brain doesn't hurt too much after our riddle with Richard.
Welcome back, Kingdom Kids, with another riddle with Dr. Richard. Now, tell me this. The more there is, the less you see. What am I? Darkness! I'm darkness! Because you can't see in the dark.
Oh my goodness! I think I got that one. Did you get it? Well, if you didn't, you can always try next time. Well, let's get back to Cece.
Oh man, his riddles are always so hard. I hope you guys got that one, because I sure didn't. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for...
Adventure Mode!
A man named Elkanah lived with 2 wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Peninnah would make fun of Hannah for not having children. This made Hannah very sad. Every year, Elkanah would take Hannah and go to the tabernacle to give sacrifices to God. While there, Hannah would pray and ask God to give her a son, and she would dedicate the boy to God and give the child to him. A priest named Eli saw Hannah praying and was concerned. He thought there was something wrong with her. But Hannah told him that she was praying for a child, and Eli told her to go in peace and that God would answer her prayers. After some time, God really did answer her prayers and gave her a son. She named him Samuel. Hannah kept her promise and returned to the temple to give the child to God. She left Samuel with Eli, the priest who blessed her, and went home. Hannah would return every year and gave Samuel a robe. God blessed her with many more children. Eli was old, and his 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were sinning against God. However, as Samuel grew, he obeyed God and listened to his commandments. Samuel found favor with God. One night, Samuel was lying in bed when he heard a voice calling his name. Thinking it was Eli, Samuel ran to his room and said, "Here I am!" But Eli did not call him, and he sent him back to bed. This happened 2 more times until finally Eli understood that Samuel was being called by God. So Eli told him how to respond the next time he heard the voice. So when God called him, Samuel responded saying, "Speak, for your servant is listening." God told Samuel that he was going to judge Eli and his sons for their sins. Samuel was scared to tell Eli what God told him, but when Eli asked the next morning, Samuel told him. Samuel grew with God, and all of the people of Israel knew that Samuel was God's prophet, or a messenger for God. And that's what we learned on
Adventure Mode!
Well, Kingdom Kids, I think this lesson perfectly answered our great big question. Samuel was only a kid when God called his name and told him a message. So, to answer our great big question, if I'm a kid, can God still speak to me? The answer is yes! God speaks to everyone. You know, Kingdom Kids, I think my favorite part of the story was when Samuel responded to God and said, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." Maybe next time you hear God speaking to you, that's how you can answer. Anyways, thanks for helping me answer my great big question, Kingdom Kids. I'll see you next time. Bye!